Can you explain how the world was created day by day? Well, sure. So the Bible tells us that the world was formless and void when it first started, which is, in the original language, tohu and bohu. Just fun to say, tohu and bohu, but it literally means there's nothing. God's starting from scratch. But God is going to create life, so he's going to set up the parameters piece by piece. So first, we have light. You got to turn on the lights to get started. So he says, let there be light. All right? Next, we have the atmosphere. In the old word, it's firmament, but it means the same thing. We need oxygen. We need an atmosphere to breathe. Now, next, we have, on day 3, dry ground and the plants to go on it. That's the beginnings of life. Okay, so the life that he's wanting to make, us, is going to need plants. Okay, so we've got the plants. But the plants have to go on the land, so God made it in the right order. Now, on day 4, he makes the sun, the moon, and the stars. Now, we use all 3 of these to track time, which means God is setting up time to be tracked. He has a purpose for all this. Pretty cool, huh? Now, on day 5, he creates birds and sea creatures, okay? Now, we can eat birds and we can eat sea creatures. That wasn't how it originally worked before the flood. We were all vegetarian by most accounts, especially if you go to Answers in Genesis. But he creates the birds for us for various reasons throughout history, and the creatures of the sea. Now next, on day 6, he creates the land animals and also humans. And on the 7th day, he rested. Was God tired? No, God wasn't tired. He just was showing us an example. Work 6 days and then rest on the 7th. Now, inevitably people will say, well, it's not days. Those are billions of years each. Well, their only argument for that is that the word day can mean a general time amount. Like, I spent a day over there. Didn't mean that it's 24 hours. That type of thing. It can mean a certain allotment of time. But here's one reason why I do believe they were literal days. Because I believe God is showing us a pattern. I believe in the young earth theory, which means that the earth is only about 6,000 years old. If that is true, what we see is that we're about to end 6th millennia from the beginning. If God rested on the 7th, when we also know there's a 1,000-year kingdom coming. Why is it 1,000 years? Because the previous 6,000 years was God setting up for that 7th millennium of rest, where the earth gets reset. And then how does this connect? Well, if you notice also in Jewish custom and by the law of the Torah, a male had to be circumcised on what day? The 8th day. This was a symbolism of a new beginning. What happens after the 1,000-year kingdom? God makes a new heavens and a new earth. That's why, one reason, an unscientific reason, and more of a biblical reason why I believe in a young earth.